Welcome to the Players Podcast. Today is episode 7. My name is Jack Bradford, and we are starting with our spring sports today. I'm joined by Alex Van Haren and Jonte Pittman on the school's track team.
Firing! Touchdown! Wildcats! Play action. Rolling right. Hardy overthrows his target. Turnover on downs.
And first off, guys, what led you to join the track team?
Jonte, you want to go first?
Yeah, it was actually last year. I think it was pretty bored, and it was just time to be like the first day of the actual practice. So I was like, all right, I'll just go see if I enjoy track. And
Yeah, I got into track. I've been wanting to do it for a while, but I've been too busy during like school and all that. So last year I actually got just enough where I could fit track in, and it was like I like running. I like going fast per se, but I was excited to do track, and I was just waiting for time where I could put it in.
So, Alex, you started track last year, and then did you also start last year?
Yep, we're both two-year veterans.
Yeah.
So, has there been any differences you guys have noticed between the 2 years?
I guess a little bit of a change in leadership. We've seen some coaches come and go, and from before I was in track, I've seen coaches come and go too, right? Like, that's a fairly normal thing. Most significant that I can think of is our Mr. Lee is no longer in track. He's no longer a track coach.
Spending all of his time on JV football now?
I don't know.
Pretty much. I think that's what he's doing with his time now, coaching JV football.
That's tough. And then, since you guys are seniors, what are you guys' goals throughout the year? What do you guys expect from yourselves?
I'm going to be trying to hit a PR every single meet. I think that's my goal.
Try to go to states. That's pretty much my goal.
Oh, dude, that's also, like, huge.
And then what do you guys have to do to get to states? Like, how many qualifiers do you have to go through to get there?
It's a lot. I really don't remember the exact numbers, but it's
Isn't it like 5 or 6?
Maybe?
It's like 5 or 6.
I'd have to look.
5 or 6. Do you guys have something similar to wrestling, maybe where you have to go districts, regionals, and then you go states? Is it something along the lines of that?
Yeah, pretty similar.
I made it to regionals. That was about it. But
Yeah, same.
And then what specific events do you guys do personally?
We are both sprinters, but Jonte's the one branching out. My main event's the 200-meter dash. And I'm weird because I don't use blocks. I just sort of go. But I do the 400, or not the 400, the 4x1, the 100, and 200.
And then being a sprinter, you obviously got to be like pretty fast going the full way through. And then compared to like 100 and 200, like what's the difference between like pacing yourself going in between the two?
100, it's just immediate everything you have, like as long as you can make it. You want to be everything you have until, a second after you finish. 200, you want to start at almost everything, but you got to ramp up a little bit. Because if you give everything on that curve, you're going to be gassed before you even get to the 100.
yeah.
Like the straight away.
I know my time in track, I had a problem with like, I was doing 800 at the time. You basically had to keep going really fast. And then I thought since I was good with like just going like a normal jog pace, I thought it'd be okay. But I learned soon that I had to pick it up a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
And I've heard a little bit about you guys talk about track culture yesterday. You guys want to go a little bit more in depth about how that works?
Yeah, Jonte, you want to start us off on that one?
Yeah, it's pretty much, I don't know, I guess the culture for track is like most of us are pretty close because a lot of us have known each other a long time, and then we all just kind of like compete a lot, like everything. From jumpers, long distance, and sprinters, we just all compete about a lot of things.
Yeah, it's like it's really competitive, but it's like family competitive. Like, you ever done like family game night where you get so needlessly into a game and so ridiculously competitive, but like it's all for the purpose of just building a stronger relationship with these people that you know and love. It's also like another way to connect. Like, how we use clubs to find new people that we are like-minded and make new friends. Track is very similar that way. It's I think the largest sport in our school.
It might be.
But we have like a couple hundred, or at least 800 every year. But yeah, no, a lot of people do it to get in shape, which completely understand you running. But the other half-ish, besides like veterans of people joining, are just doing it to make new friends.
And then since there's such a big team, is there any certain way that you guys like keep? I'm sorry, I'll rephrase this. Is there a way that you guys all like are able to bond even though you have such a big team?
Yeah, I'd say that we can bond. It's a couple different ways, I guess. Like we have the different parts. We have like hardcore sprinters, like the 100 to 400. Then around where 400 to 1600, that's like more middle distance, and those guys group off. Then you have the long distance, those guys group off, and you have like field people. It's like whatever your main event is, you'll find a lot of people very similar. And I feel like Jonte can probably add a bit more to that.
Yeah, like I'd say like if you were to go to like maybe each of the groups and sit there for a minute, each group they're like really, really close with each other. They know a lot about each other, and even if they don't know a lot about each other, they're just really cool with each other, and they're like really chill with each other.
So overall, you guys say you have like certain groups that you all hang around with and track a little bit?
Yeah. It's like 4 main groups, but there's a lot of intermingling, especially like on practice days, when we do the whole warm-ups is like a team. You know, like it's that whole, I guess, small village mentality. Like we're all in it together, and we're all trying to make ourselves better and get to a spot where we can, you know, just be better.
Have you guys always been considering track as a main sport, or you guys consider it more as say something in shape, just to stay in shape for other sports potentially?
For me, personally, I had thought about other sports. Like I was told to do swim a couple times by like Mr. Osborne, our swim and gym teacher and our lifeguarding teacher. But like I was never really interested in it. I'm sure I would have been fine, but it wasn't a sport for me. And like football, I'm not for that. Not really for it. It's not it's not in my wheelhouse per se.
Yeah.
So, but track is like my big thing for sports. Jonte's probably a little bit different.
Yeah, last year when I joined, I mostly did track as a way to like kind of get better in shape for football. Cause I played like a little bit of receiver, a little bit of tight end, or not tight end, a little bit of running back. So I like wanted to be really fast at what I was doing. So I joined track, and it helped a little bit.
And then I know I've touched on being a senior a little bit, but now it's your last sport you'll probably ever be doing. What do you guys think about doing that?
Oh, I mean, it's bittersweet. Like I said, we made a lot of connections, like strong. Not really. I'd say it's stronger than just your normal friend, because we rely on each other, especially like when you're in relays, like your whole, even if you don't win, everything about it, you have every dependency on your teammates, and that's not really in other sports. You can have one person just go off and do everything.
Oh yeah,
right. But in like especially relays, it is impossible for just one person to do anything. It is built-in restriction. Like you can't. So like it'll be nice moving on and getting to see, right? I guess greener pastures would be the way to see it. You know, moving on in the world, moving up, but it's gonna be like you're missing a part of you for me. Like I'm gonna be leaving behind a big part of my life for the past 2 years, and that's bittersweet.
Yeah, it's a lot when I got to look back and like think about all the people we met, and then like I don't know, just leaving them behind. You might not see them again. You might, but just look, depends what you'll be doing.
All right, well, I appreciate you guys coming in today, and this is Jack Bradford on the Players Podcast. Thank you for listening.